You didn't think I was going to do this without a hat, did you? Hi everybody, I'm Susan Padgett, and this is a special edition of my weekly series, The Change Guru. It's my gray hair adventure. I'm chronicling my whole transition from having dyed hair to growing gray hair. And just about every month or so, I just share with you things that I'm learning and some inspiration and motivation. Most of all, I just want to show you the fun that I'm having doing it. So anyways, it's 7 months of not dyeing my hair, and let's see what's under the moose ears. Okay. I notice every time I do this, my hair is so wiry. I'm hoping in real life it's not looking like this. But anyways, let me just bend down and I'll talk to you. You can have a little bit of a look. Wish I could brush it down. For the most part, I'm really happy. I think that right now my hair is it's finally kind of growing out, that you can see something is going on. It seemed to be taking a long time. Probably the most troublesome thing for me right now is my dyed hair. I really just do not like the dyed hair at all. I wear my hair up a lot, so it kind of hides it. But I don't like it that much at all. And but my hairdresser said I'm going to get a trim soon, and she said she could put a toner on it, so it's kind of more in line. To be honest with you, I just don't know if I feel like getting any dye in my hair. I just don't feel like going through the process of it. I just feel like going for it cold turkey. I did have a really bizarre dream the other night, and Pharrell Williams and some other people wanted to have an intervention with me about this whole gray hair thing. They just didn't like the idea of it all. So probably, you know, you get your subconscious going and it just starts playing tricks with your mind. But that was kind of the only time so far that I've had a little bit of a moment with it. What I really do love about this topic of growing hair out gray, from the point of view of the work I do, looking at women at midlife, and it is the stereotypes and the stereotypes that we put towards aging and gray hair, and that, you know, the double standard, that idea that men look better with gray hair than women do. And so that's what I want to tell you, a few things that I've come up with in some research about that issue, and also how I actually get inspired by people like George Clooney. Since I've been focusing on the issue of women growing their hair out gray, I notice when I look at message boards or comments that are in articles, it's usually women who are the ones that are really down on women growing their hair out gray and are pro men who grow their hair out gray. So I am curious to know whether it is women who are perpetuating this double standard of that women don't look as good with gray hair as men do. What I think some of it might be about is kind of when it comes to looks, we kind of operate from top-down processing. So that means that we take on board all of the things that we've learned throughout our whole life, including even stuff that is hardwired into us to believe, and we make snap judgments based on that. So if we've been brought up to believe that women don't look as good with gray hair as men do, or that men look more distinguished or than women do, or all those kind of things, if we hear those kind of things from an early age from all sources, whether it's our families, friends, media, everything like that, then chances are when we see a woman or a man, we're going to make snap judgments and maybe not even question them. So what I think is a really cool thing, a learning for me, and maybe I want to invite you to think about the same thing, is when you find yourself making a snap judgment, whether it is on gray hair, say weight, lookism in general, okay? Ask yourself, is this really true? Where did I learn this? Who says? It's a really cool little exercise in starting to break down the idea of the double standard, because from what I'm seeing online as far as comments go, or as far as quotes in stories, it's us. it's women who kind of have to take responsibility for knocking down the double standard. We start with us, and then I think that we will really see change. I get my inspiration from the Clooneys of the world. Men and women really inspire me. They're kind of like all part of my vision board. I think we're entering a pretty weird time where men are feeling more pressure than ever to color their hair, to color their grays over. So I actually really appreciate it when men don't, and I get, I get inspired by their looks too. And one thing that got me kind of thinking is that we can almost change the language a bit about how we see ourselves with gray hair. I mean, when is the last time you described a woman as handsome with gray hair, or a woman as looking distinguished with gray hair? And when I find thinking of myself as being handsome looking woman or a distinguished looking lady, I actually love those words. They are kind of masculine, powerful, stylish words that I believe really apply to women as well as men. So kind of when I look at the way that we describe men with gray hair, and then you think about bringing that to women, it makes you think in a whole other plane as far as, how to feel good about yourself, how to describe yourself. I know for me, one of the weird things is like, sometimes rather than looking at my hair and thinking it's gray, I think, oh, it kind of looks like a metal kind of color. And I like the rephrasing things. I come from a journalist background, so first when I would hear about words and how they can kind of change your meaning, I used to just think, oh, it's just semantics or whatever. But as time's gone on, I realized that when we reframe things, reframe the way we say things, reframe the way we interpret things, it actually does start processing in a different way. So you might think, play with the idea, if you're going through a wobbly time, Pharrell Williams is coming to you in a dream and saying that this is not a good thing, this gray hair, just, tell Pharrell back, I think I feel distinguished, or I think I'm looking quite handsome today, Pharrell. Just play around with using language that's traditionally used for men. Sounds a little strange, but in a weird way, in my self-talk, it works for me. So that's where I'm at 7 months. I'm having a lot of fun and I'm enjoying it. Even when Pharrell Williams comes to me in dreams and gives me interventions about gray hair, I'm actually having fun. And by the way, I've got a little song from Pharrell coming up right after this video, so please stay tuned. It describes perfectly how I'm feeling about my gray hair adventure. Now, if you like these videos, please subscribe. I do a video on midlife inspiration. I give motivation, I talk about fun things to think about, just ways to feel really good during this time. I do them every single week. So please subscribe so you don't miss any. Hey, until next time, thank you so much for being here. I hope you are happy enjoying your gray hair adventure, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say,